Ferguson with Rocky Mountain Mechanical. We're going over the acid holding tanks. So what we're going to cover, we're going to go over the tank design, size and containment, construction materials, vent and piping, sensors in the control panel, and then we'll look at the on-site installation. So we're going to break it into tank design, the alarms, and then we'll go look at it on site. The size and containment of the tank is designed so that it actually is a dual tank. There's a tank inside a tank. The idea would be the inner tank can hold 180 gallons. Fails, the outer tank is going to absorb the difference in order to hold any leaking or spilling from the tank. The material is polybutylene plastic. It's designed to withstand the ratings that we've sized for this. The top of this tank is a bolt-on style, so it is serviceable. It's not a solid weld or a single form mold. The tank itself, as you can see, is actually two tanks together. The fittings going in, we've got the inlet that's going to push all the way to the bottom, the outlet that's going to spill out the opposing side, and then we have a vent that actually comes out of the side of it, and then of course the tank's lids themselves are both bolted together. Now it is important to note that the top of that tank is not load bearing, so it's not designed for someone to drive across it or something like that. The tank itself has a couple of things that are designed for the control panel. There's some sensors that are built into the panel. There's a high level alarm and a leak detector. The leak detector is installed between the two tanks, between the tank and the containment tank. So if there is a leak in the tank itself, that's going to set off the alarm. The other one is if that drain, for whatever reason, or the outlet becomes plugged, it's going to see that as the tank is going to overflow and start coming up the vent, and that'll kick that high alarm. The control panel is a very simple installation. All it's really going to do is tell you whether it's got power. It does have a test switch and a silent switch, and then it's going to tell you whether there's a leak or whether it's high level, and that's all there is to that controller. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Those can be tied into the DDC as well, so they can add exterior monitoring if you guys do require that. So the tank itself, there's not really much to it. It's just going to hold. If it's got a leak, it's going to go in between the two. Ideally, you would catch that long before the second tank ever does fail or has a problem. Any questions or any concerns about this tank?
Where's the acid generated at?
The acid's generated through the labs. It goes through the acid waste system, and as it exits the building, it goes into this holding tank.
And then we have a contractor come and pump that out, or a safety guy or something like that.
And that's what I would suggest.
Anything else? All right, we'll go ahead and
Where's
look
the
at
vent piping vent to?
The vent piping off the tank is routed through the building and goes up through the roof.
How big is the holding tank?
180 gallons is what the tank can hold. That's the inner vessel. The outer vessel is rated at 320 gallons. So in the event that the inner tank fails, it's not going to be a catastrophic failure or anything immediate.
All of the drainage and venting system for the lab side of this is done in acid waste piping. PVDF is the design of the pipe, and it is a bluish color. So when it comes through the roof, you'll know, obviously it's not no-hop, it'll be blue pipes.
Small correction on there, those tank capacities, it's 180 for the inner tank and 360 for containment. Okay, here's our tank. You can see the inner and the outer tank are filled with limestone chips. You can see an example of those in this bag right here. To help neutralize any acid if there is in the event control lines coming through there. Those are going to go back to the panel, and that would then connect to the alarm.
Where is this located?
We are on the northwest corner of the new site.
This tank on the northwest corner of the building serves particularly the northern portion of the building on the labs. So you'll have along here, north labs, that'll be for the north tank. You have another tank identical to this, and it is on the south side. So just the opposite side of the building, same scenario. South labs and south tank. As the acid waste comes into this tank, it goes through the limestone process to neutralize it. When it exits the tank, it goes through the sampling manhole, which is right here behind. This is where Orem City will come take their samples to see if you have a problem. If you do, don't.
Clean outs for that line.
Clean out for this one.
It'll have acid in it then.
Yeah, that's ahead of the tank. So that clean out will have acid in it. And as you can see down through the north side of the building, these black pipes sticking up out of the ground. These are the clean outs every 100 feet for this. So your main lines, everything comes out through the north, comes east and west along the north side of the building to the tank. And that's half-inch drive socket.